Global sales of electric and hybrid cars went up by 23% year on year in October, says Motion, to a total of 1.9 million. Here's the thing though. In the month of October, 1.1 million fully electric cars were sold in China alone. That's a record. We've never seen that number before. 1.1 million. And that was growth of 30% versus the same month last year. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. Pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. I'm going to say it again. China is really leading the way here. As always, China booked by far the most sales worldwide of fully electric cars, accounting for more than half of the global total. That includes both battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids or EREVs. In Europe, EV and hybrid sales demonstrated resilience, with growth particularly marked in Germany, France, and the UK. So, things may change in the UK soon, as the country's finance minister has proposed a tax on EV drivers to help fill a massive budget gap. In the European Union, subsidies are driving stronger sales, but the bloc's leadership is on track to reconsider its ban on new internal combustion engine car sales from 2035 after massive pushback from the car industry. The car industry is lobbying very hard. They've been publicly calling out the European Union, saying, you are going to kill our automotive industry. There's been massive threats here from automakers in Europe saying 2035, we can't do it. It's more than 9 years away. It's too hard for them. More than 9 years away. Yeah, this shows you that they're like the Titanic. The iceberg, they can see the iceberg coming, and rather than steering the ship out of the way of the iceberg, they're just like, we're going to crash into the iceberg. Somebody move the iceberg for us. Move the iceberg. It's so easy, the solution, isn't it? It's so easy. They can easily fix this problem. Anyway, the United States EV and hybrid sales figures showed what happens when subsidies go away. Motion reported a 41% drop for October after record-breaking sales in August and September as EV enthusiasts rushed to buy their car while it was cheaper. Data from Germany showed the same trends, where the country's previous government tried to phase out EV subsidies, and it did, as it began finding it increasingly hard to, foot the bill, because Germany's economy is in the toilet. Its manufacturing is shrinking. In Europe, the overall year-to-date growth figure remains relatively high, and we're expecting strong sales toward the end of the year, said Motion. They went on to say this: Chinese automotive market is expected to show strong growth in November and December, helped by pull-forward effect as the country is moving from a purchase tax exemption to just a 50% exemption on new energy vehicles. Now, very, very important to point out here, you can quote the exact same thing from Motion every single year. They've said this now for 6 straight years. Honestly, Motion, you guys must be brain dead, because how you could not realize this is like a glitch in the matrix, but it's like seeing a black cat 27 times and not realizing by the end of it that what's happening is you're repeating the same stupid story over and over and over. Every year, Motion says this. Every single year, the media say this stuff. Because of these purchase tax ending in China, EV sales are going to drop. And it never happens. I mean, never. There's never been any evidence of this. They've never had, look, we got it right 1 year out of 6. Oh, wow, great. They've never gotten this right. And they keep on saying the same thing. It's embarrassing. Anyway, Oil Price Intelligence, they actually published this news. So Oil Price Intelligence, thanks for this. Thanks for this data. Weird, isn't it, that this could be happening? I feel like I'm living in the twilight zone. Guys, I use PowerShop for my electricity to charge my EV for free between 12 and 2 o'clock during the day. I'll put a link in the description. If you sign up with them, you get a $170 discount to sign up. Also, my solar and batteries. I've got a 50 kilowatt hour battery here, and I've got a big solar array. So I pay $0 for electricity. That's including charging my electric car. Resync Solar is the company that I used. I'll put a link to them in the description below. EV sales year to date globally, 16.5 million, growth of 23.5%. China, 10.3 million, up 22%. Europe, 3.4 million, up 32%. North America, 1.6 million, up 4%. And the rest of the world, 1.3 million, growth of 48%. I mean, that's the major car markets, right? North America, Europe, and China. But if you get rid of those, the rest of the world is growing much faster, 48%. And it's really because of cost. It's not incentives. We're not seeing massive incentives in Nepal, where 75% of cars sold are EVs. There isn't like huge incentives to get people to force them to essentially buy an EV. Many countries, Thailand as well, the same deal, right? It's really actually the fact that EVs are so much cheaper to run. They last so much longer and they don't cost any more. They cost the same now as internal combustion. So those figures are pretty remarkable. And it shows you all this constant narrative. I mean, yesterday Honda said, oh, the EV sales slow down. It's hurting our numbers. Therefore, we lost money for the first 6 months of the year. This is a kind of a bullshit narrative that these automakers are telling people, and people believe it. It doesn't matter how much data you give them. They believe Facebook memes. They believe memes from Honda, memes from Toyota, memes from Nissan. These guys are basically putting out memes. It's just jokes. They're jokes. They're putting out media statements. We should be prosecuted by the SEC because they're just flat out lying. And if the SEC actually cared, they would be prosecuting these liars. And they're just saying this constantly. EV sales are down. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. You know, we thought it would be really good and EV sales would be great. And the data constantly proves they're wrong. Constantly. Guys, let me know what you think. Why is this happening? I mean, why do these car makers like Honda and many of them, in fact, Honda's just on my mind because it was yesterday, but everyone else is doing it as well. These legacy automakers, why do they keep lying? EV sales slow down. Where is it? I mean, I'm waiting. It hasn't happened. They're not referencing the United States either. They're talking about globally. Thanks for watching.